Joining us now is Stephanie's husband, Jonathan, and with him is 8-month-old Jacob. I'm so happy that you have a healthy baby boy here, but what happened?
Well, I landed at O'Hare and rushed to the hospital as quickly as I could to find that my wife's darkest fears had come true.
And you have a beautiful baby, but there's a miraculous twist to this story. Please welcome Stephanie to the show.
Stephanie! Thank you.
You know, you may all be asking, wait a minute, Stephanie died. And in many ways you did. What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember was being wheeled into the operating room, telling my doctor, there's something wrong with me. You need to put me under general anesthesia. There's something wrong. And she said, everything's fine. There's not an issue. We get into the operating room. Everybody's preparing. They put the soap on the belly, prepare for the C-section, and everybody's looking up at the clock. And I'm like, what's everybody doing? I'm like, it's really tense here. Somebody better tell me a joke. And, you know, at that point, that was the very last thing I remember.
You were out.
Done.
Heart stopped beating. You were, for all practical purposes, dead.
Yeah, I was, apparently what they told me was I was clinically dead for 37 seconds.
And you felt this. You've been feeling this for months.
Yeah, I had these premonitions that started around the 24-week mark, and as we were talking about it, I kept feeling that I was going to hemorrhage to death. I was going to need a hysterectomy, that this was not going to be good, that the baby was going to survive. I saw my husband burying me and putting sand or dirt on my casket. I saw the baby growing up. I saw our daughter growing up. Every single night I had those dreams, visions, as I was writing letters, everything.
So what did you have to do to convince people that this was real so that they were prepared for what could have happened?
I don't know whether I convinced them, because there was nothing tangible that they could hold on to, right? You go to a doctor and you say, this is what I'm feeling. I had MRIs to say, I might need this. And they said, well, it looks clear, so everything's fine. And my husband was like, don't you feel better? I'm like, no, there's something really wrong.
They're like, you're anxious,
They're like,
depressed.
you're hormonal.
So never in a million years, I can't imagine, as a husband, as a father-to-be, it's not that you didn't believe your wife, but that it would actually come true. So when she went into cardiac arrest and the medical staff was there, did everything possible, but she essentially went into a coma of sorts, what's going through your head as a new father and Stephanie has just gone into cardiac arrest?
Well, it's impossible, I think, to understand the contradictory emotions. I had a wife in the ICU hooked up to 15 drips and 4 machines, and I would spend time with her, and then I would walk across the pedestrian bridgeway to the newborn nursery and be with my perfect little son. So it was joy and it was horror all at the same time.